Let's jump right in, everyone. Today, we're exploring an amazing, literally life-saving system that's happening all around us right this very second. We're diving into our explainer on the incredible journey of the air we breathe. It's called the oxygen cycle. I absolutely love starting with this question because it really makes us stop and think about something we do every single second without even trying. Seriously, have you ever wondered where the oxygen we breathe actually comes from? We breathe in and out all day, all night for our entire lives. So, how does the Earth make sure we never ever run out of fresh air? Well, before we track its amazing journey, what exactly is oxygen? Scientists call it O2. It's a gas that we can't see, we can't smell it, but it is absolutely everywhere. It's floating in the air, it's in the water, in plants, animals, and get this, it's even trapped inside rocks in the ground. Every single living thing needs this invisible gas to survive. The thing is, oxygen doesn't just sit there up in the sky. It is constantly on the move. It's traveling between the air, living things, the soil, and the water in this giant, never-ending loop. This continuous movement is basically nature's ultimate recycling program, and it's exactly what keeps life going year after year. Okay, let's walk through this endless engine from start to finish. First up, it begins with photosynthesis. That's when plants use sunlight to make oxygen. Then step 2, humans and animals breathe it in for energy. Step 3 is a bit messy. When plants and animals eventually die, decomposers like mushrooms and bacteria actually use oxygen to break them down. Next, things like fires and factories also use up oxygen through combustion. Step 5, some of this oxygen even dissolves right into lakes and oceans for fish to breathe. And finally, step 6, natural processes return it straight back to the air, starting the whole shebang all over again. Right, are you ready for this? It's time for some mind-blowing oxygen math. I promise you, some of these surprising numbers are going to completely change how you look at the world around you. So, when you take a big, deep breath, you probably think the air is mostly oxygen, right? Well, actually, only about 21% of the air around us is oxygen. That massive 79% slice, it's mostly made of other gases, like nitrogen. But hey, don't worry, that 21% is the exact perfect amount our bodies need to stay healthy and strong. So where's all that fresh oxygen coming from? Get this, oceans produce more than half of the oxygen on Earth. We usually picture big, green forests when we think of fresh air, but the oceans are actually doing the heavy lifting here. And they do this thanks to tiny, microscopic ocean plants called phytoplankton. These little guys pump massive amounts of oxygen right up into the sky. But, of course, let's not forget our amazing trees. You might be wondering, why is the number 4 so important? Well, because that is the number of people a single large tree can produce enough daily oxygen for. Literally, just one healthy, fully grown tree breathes out enough clean oxygen every single day to keep 4 human beings alive and breathing happily. That is true natural power right there. Now, this incredible oxygen cycle doesn't just work alone. In nature, absolutely everything is connected. The oxygen cycle teams up perfectly with the carbon cycle and the water cycle. Think about it. When we breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide. Then plants take in that carbon dioxide and water to give us back fresh oxygen. They fit together like perfect puzzle pieces, keeping our whole planet healthy and perfectly balanced. So why is the oxygen cycle so absolutely crucial for us? Well, first off, it allows us to breathe and live, which is kind of a big deal. Second, it helps plants grow. Third, it naturally cleans the air and water. And fourth, it keeps entire ecosystems healthy. Basically, without this amazing process, life on Earth simply couldn't survive. And because it matters so much, we actually have a really important job to do. We can help protect this cycle. How? Well, by planting trees, protecting our oceans, saving energy, reducing pollution, and recycling. You see, using less energy means burning less fuel, and planting trees creates way more oxygen. So even simple, everyday actions, like just turning off the lights when you leave a room, directly help keep our air clean. Okay, here is a truly fascinating thought for you. The oxygen in your lungs right now, it might have been made by a tiny plant in the ocean, or maybe a leaf on a tree thousands of miles away. I just love this fact because it proves how completely connected we are to nature all around the globe. The air travels everywhere, literally connecting you to forests and seas you might never even visit in person. And that brings us to a really beautiful quote to keep in our minds. Every breath you take is a gift from nature. We really must always remember to protect our forests, our oceans, and our clean air,
because we rely on them for life itself. Every single time we inhale, nature is giving us a gift.
Well, that brings us to the end of our explainer. But before we go, I want to leave you with one very important question. What will you do today to protect our amazing oxygen cycle? Maybe you could plant a seed, pick up some recycling, or just remember to turn off a light switch. You actually have the power to protect the air we breathe. Thanks so much for exploring with me today, and as always, keep learning.